She's sitting there like, yes, tell me more. But now is the time. I need you to lace up your combat boots, screw in that tongue ring, and come give Ramses the business because he deserves it. Because in his mind, he's thinking, girl, I will divorce you in one menstrual cycle, okay? What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxy with Roxy Says, and we're going to talk about it. Today, we are reviewing Love is Blind DC Season 7, Episode 11. Let me calm down because I feel myself getting hype already because I'm annoyed. Let's get straight into this review. But before we do, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you're made aware every time I post a new video. If you think you're subscribed, just take 1 second to double check and make sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So let's get right into this video, okay? Child, so as this episode opens up, we see Nick and Hannah arriving back from that Gatsby party. And just as I predicted in my last review, Hannah has an attitude about Nick having a conversation with Katie. She's like, what did y'all talk about? What did you say? I mean, she's like my best friend in the entire world. Why did y'all have a conversation? Why was it 40 minutes?
Because my best friend in the whole wide world and my fiance are talking. It's annoying. So you got what you wanted.
Right, I'm a man.
It's giving Chelsea Megan Fox T-Rex. I'm the cool girl. I don't care. You could do whatever. As soon as Katie comes to the party, I'm going to thrust her in your arms because I'm the cool girl. And when we get home, we're going to argue about it. Big Megan Fox T-Rex energy. Now, Nick is claiming that he didn't want closure in that conversation with Katie, but that was obviously a lie. He wanted to know why he didn't get a fourth date with her, okay? But he does try to reassure Hannah that the conversation really meant nothing to him, and he let Katie know how happy he is with Hannah. And Hannah's like, well, if that's the case, then why did the conversation last so long? It doesn't take all that time to just say that. And Nick is like, well, she's a cool girl. And Hannah's like, she's my best friend in the entire world. And Nick is like, well, if that's your best friend, go talk to her then. And I said, period, because what are we doing?
She's my best friend.
That's your best friend in the world. Why don't you go and ask her what happened?
If that's your bestie, Hannah, why are you not on the phone with her asking her what happened in the conversation? And another thing, that's your best friend? When y'all just met 3 weeks ago and she kept telling you how fine your man is, that's your best friend in the entire world? Okay, Hannah.
Are you mature enough, Nick? Because I taught you everything that you know, I turned into a boy into a fucking man. Katie had came up to me 3 different times a night. My best friend told me how attractive you were.
What does that have to do with me?
Not Hannah out here turning boys into men. Okay, girl. Now, Hannah is saying that she hasn't been able to show her fun side to Nick, and she was so much more fun in the pods. And in a previous video, I did say that it will be frustrating trying to teach a grown man how to do basic things. I did say that, and it's the truth. However, I do believe that even if Nick did all of the things that Hannah complains about on a daily basis, she would still treat him like crap. Now, as of right now, I like Nick. I think he's a sweetie pie. I did question in a previous video if what he was doing was weaponized incompetence, but after seeing him now, I don't think that it's malicious. I honestly think that he wants to learn these things. He's not acting like he doesn't know how, so he doesn't have to do it. You get what I'm saying? I feel like he actually wants to know, he wants to learn, he wants to grow, okay? So I'm gonna give him some grace. And Hannah claims that she wants to help Nick learn these things, but that's not what it's giving. That is not what it's giving because every conversation is full of condescension. Hannah's insecurities are really showing in this conversation because, girl, how you getting mad at Nick because Katie kept telling you how attractive she thought he was? What that got to do with Nick? That's not Nick's fault. Call your bestie up if you so mad. You see how Hannah acts with people who she thinks are better than her versus how she acts with people who she thinks she's better than, right? Because we didn't see her joking around with Katie. We didn't see her ragging on Katie, right? No, she saved all of that anger and she's coming home and taking it out on Nick. And eventually she gets around to saying, oh, maybe it's not that she doesn't trust Nick. Maybe it's that she doesn't trust Katie. And she's telling Nick that he disrespected her. Baby, if I was Nick, I'd be like, girl, you disrespect me every single day. How's it feel? I am not for dismissing people. I do think that it is very mean and very rude. But baby, if Nick got his ass up and walked out of this apartment right at this point in the conversation, I wouldn't even be mad because Hannah is doing the most as usual. And Nick starts getting upset and he's like, look, I told you I love you. Bet. I was like, what? But he was like, I told you I love you. I told you I want to be with you. If I can't have a simple conversation with your friend, someone who you say is your best friend in the entire world, then the issue lies with you not trusting me. And again, I am so proud of Nick for finally standing up for himself. And here's where we see that Hannah clearly realizes that she's being ridiculous because she's like, oh, you look really hot right now, girl.
Well, you look really hot right now. I think I'm just ready for bed.
I see what you're trying to do. I've done it plenty times. But Hannah, that only works when the guy actually wants to, you know, have activities with you, okay? That's the only time that works. And girl, you already told us in the last episode, Nick don't even initiate the nookie with you, boo-boo. So this, what you trying to do, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work on him. Sorry to break it to you. Moving on. So next we get these really short clips of Garrett and Taylor. We see that they finally made it to San Diego and they're all smiles. But in Taylor's confessional, she did say that she stayed up all night crying about this whole texting situation and she did not appreciate the friendliness within the text messages. But she says that she's gonna table that issue for now because it's really important to her that Garrett meets her family before the wedding. And she says that she wants today to just be a happy day. We see some cell phone footage of them at the restaurant. They're toasting, they're happy, and that's pretty much all we get for this scene. Next, we see Tyler and Ashley, and they're doing one of my favorite things. I love going to the RPM racetrack. I think last year alone, I've probably been there like 10 times. Love the date, hate the couple. Anyways, we see that Tyler is still apologizing for withholding the baby information from Ashley, and Ashley is telling him that it's all good. It's just going to take her some time to adjust to the news, okay? She tells Tyler that she wants him in her life no matter what. No matter what. And she says that at the end of the day, being with him is going to be worth the reward. And I'm like, girl, what reward? Where is it? What reward, baby? A participation award? Because what? Ashley, just reverse this situation for 2 seconds. Imagine you and Tyler dated in the pods, y'all fell in love, and then you waited till after the honeymoons to drop it on him that you got 3 kids waiting on you back home. See how he would take it. You think that he would be sitting there like, oh, I'm gonna be with her no matter what? Hell no. Now again, the picture that's being painted for Ashley by Tyler right now is very different than the picture that we looking at. It's very different, so I'm not gonna do too much on Ashley at the moment, okay? But Ashley does tell Tyler that if any more cats hop out the bag, she cannot make any promises that she's gonna stay with him. And I'm like, girl, you worried about cats. You need to be worried about lions and tigers and bears, oh my, because there is so much more that you clearly don't know. Child, so now we're at Ramses and Marissa's house and we see them baking cupcakes. And I'm like, those cupcakes better be for just the 2 of them, okay? Because Marissa is licking her fingers and sticking it back in the batter. And that's why I don't do potlucks. That's why I don't do potlucks, okay? But that's besides the point. So this is a really short scene. They're filling out the information for their marriage license, and Ramses is not 100% sure on Marissa's birthday. So you don't know her birthday, but you want her to take birth control. Make it make sense. Next scene, because I got more for Ramses later. Just you wait. So at this point, the weddings are in 8 days, and we see Nick and Hannah. I see Hannah still got on that outside blazer that she was inside cooking food in. Hate that for her and the food. And they are still talking about this conversation that Nick had with Katie. Nick is claiming that he wasn't flirting. Nick, y'all was kind of y'all were flirting, okay? But I'm just sitting here watching this scene like, damn, did he have to hear about this for the past 3 days? Shit. My issue with Hannah is that she acts like she's doing Nick a favor by being with him. She acts like she is doing him a favor because he's such a little boy and she had to make him into a man. Okay. If that's the case, girl, why are you even threatened by another woman? If that's how you really feel, shouldn't no other woman want him? Shouldn't no one else want him? You should be 1,000% confident that Nick is so horrible that you're the only woman on this earth willing to do charity by being in a relationship with him. Anyway, so now we see that they're meeting Hannah's friends and Nick is giving them the rundown on his past, his career, why he came on this show to find love, yada, 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 okay? And he says that after investing so much time and effort into football, he realized what really mattered to him in life, and that was love and a family. And we see Hannah ask Nick this question for the millionth time. I guess she just needed to get the answer in front of her friends. Do you think you're ready to get married? And Nick says, I think so. And the friends are like, you think so? You think so? And I'm like, yeah, because your friend Hannah is a bitch. I don't want to call Hannah a bitch. I don't want to call her that. Hannah tells Nick that she does want to marry him. There's just a couple of things that make her question if they should get married. And I'm sitting here like, Hannah better not take this opportunity to try to embarrass Nick in front of her friends because I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. If you saw my cast reveal video, you saw that Hannah said that she's just a truth teller. She's just really upfront, okay? She's harsh sometimes, but it all comes from a good place. Girl, I don't give a damn where you think it's coming from. You are disrespectful and rude. You can't be nasty to people and try to cover it up by saying, oh, I'm just real. I'm just a truth teller, because someone really gonna tell your ass the truth. And you gonna be in tears. okay? Because your brother already told us that you can't handle it when you get a taste of your own medicine. We see Hannah tell her friends about the duck situation in Mexico, and Nick is trying to convince Hannah and her friends that he is indeed mature enough for marriage. Hannah is trying to explain to Nick that he can't continue to be as flirtatious as he was when he was single now that he's in a relationship, which is true, but what's all of this flirtation that Hannah is talking about? Is she talking about when he was flirting with her bestest friend in the whole wide world, or when he was flirting with that older lady on the beach? Because the way that Hannah is acting, you would think as soon as they walk out the door and Nick sees a woman, he's like, what's up? And that's not what it's giving. She's exaggerating. And then we get another one of those dinner party situations where everyone is looking around like, is this a part of the conversation that we should be here for? Should we excuse ourselves? What's going on? It's getting weird. Hannah is claiming that she would never want to embarrass and talk bad about Nick in front of everybody. And we already know that that's not the truth, girl, because in the last episode, you done told us that he don't eat the box and he doesn't satisfy you sexually. And that is like the most embarrassing thing that you can say about someone on TV. But apparently Nick saw that episode and he wrote a little response on IG. Now, what did I say in my last review? Is it that he don't do it or he just don't want to do it to you? Moving on. Now listen, I was screaming from the mountaintops. Nick is not ready to be a husband. But Hannah damn sure ain't ready to be a wife. Hannah damn sure ain't ready to be a wife. Let's be honest. We can just start with the fact that Nick is nice to be around. He's kind. He spares Hannah. He doesn't give it back to her when she deserves it. Nick can learn how to boil pasta. He can learn how to start paying his own bills. He can learn how to start feeding the cat, and he'll be all right. Because I feel like on the inside, he is a very nice person. Hannah, on the other hand, Hannah gonna have to go see the lady. Hannah gonna have to go see the lady. She gonna have to sit in somebody's chair. She gonna have to book multiple appointments because whatever she got going on, it's a lot deeper. And her issues are gonna take way longer to fix than Nick's. Because not once have I seen Nick try to embarrass Hannah the way that she does him. Remember in the previous review, I told y'all that Steven was the first man that I wanted to put under my wing, and I'm embarrassed saying that now, but I did. I plucked him out. I plucked him out from under my wing in the same review, okay? He was only there for like 3 minutes, so don't drag me. At this point, I'm gonna have to put Nick under my wing. This is the first man, well, the second, because Steven was there for 3 minutes and I took him out. This is the first man in Love is Blind history that I'm gonna put under my wing. Usually it's a woman, okay? Nick looked like he needs some help because he's being bullied and I don't like to see it. So next we see Garrett meeting Taylor's mom, Fong, and she is so adorable. And she says that she had to talk Taylor's father off of the ledge and told him don't automatically think worst case scenario because at this point, Taylor is a grown woman and she's gonna make her own decisions. All we can do is support her and be thankful that she's including us in such a special moment. And she's right. She gets really emotional, but Taylor reassures her that she loves Garrett and she is 1000% sure of her decision. We see Mama Fawn give the two of them her blessing, and that's the end of that scene. I feel like these scenes with Taylor and Garrett and the family have been very short. Like, we haven't really gotten much in those scenes at all. But that's okay with me because there's less notes to take. So the weddings are in 7 days and we see Hannah with her mom and she's still complaining about Nick.
Nick doesn't match me intellectually. He doesn't match me financially. Nick doesn't match my humor. She doesn't match me creatively. He doesn't match me like anywhere.
Girl, at this point, either dump him or shut the up because I'm tired. I'm tired. Hannah's mom tells her if you want to marry someone, you shouldn't have any doubts. You shouldn't have any questions about it. And clearly Hannah is still questioning everything. So now they're going wedding dress and tuxedo shopping. And if you've been here before during this time, you know, we just breeze past this. We just breeze past this unless something, you know, really important happens. So a couple important things did happen, okay? We find out that Hannah is not at the dress fitting, and I was like, yes, love that for her. So we see Marissa telling the ladies that Hannah is still upset over the friend meeting because she says that it didn't go well because Hannah's friends don't like Nikki D. So now she's not getting fit for her dress, yeah? Remember in the pods when Hannah broke up with Nikki D because the girls in the pods told her to break up with Nikki D? Because she's so mature, yeah, that she makes decisions based on what her friends tell her to do. Real mature, Hannah. Another thing that we learned is that Garrett isn't Taylor's usual type. Okay, now we know that Taylor isn't Garrett's usual type, but this is the first time that we're hearing that Garrett isn't Taylor's usual type. And even her mom agreed. But she did say that she can tell how much Garrett really loves her daughter. So for that, she loves him. So we see Marissa brought her mom and her bestie Brenda is very excited for her. But Marissa's mom, Vanessa, is still stuck on Ramses' fashions. She is still not feeling it, but she says that she is confident in Marissa's ability to make her own decisions. Ashley brought her mom and her god sister, and her mom is just over the moon, and she thinks that Tyler is the best thing since sliced bread, baby. He just, She says that she feels like she's known him forever. I was like, girl, just you wait. Just you wait, sis. Now on the men's side, we see that Tyler brought his best friends and his 3 kids. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. He didn't bring them kids. We see that Garrett brought his 2 best friends from high school, and we see that Ramses brought his best friend. So all of the ladies brought their moms and family, and all the guys brought their bros. But this part I found to be particularly interesting, okay?
Second time around, yeah. I've learned from all the ways that maybe I wasn't the best husband in my first marriage.
Right.
Oh, really, Ramses? Because when you were in the pods, you pretty much made it seem like the reason why the marriage didn't work out was because y'all had a difference in your religion as y'all grew older. But I knew that wasn't it. And the way that you've been acting, clearly the issue was more than just y'all religion. I will say that I really liked Vanessa in this scene with Marissa because we got to see her softer side. We see that she truly does care about Marissa. She truly loves her and wants the best for her, and she has made it her business to make sure that Marissa will never, ever, 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 ever depend on a man, because people's feelings are fickle, people's feelings can change, and the last thing that you want is your ability to eat and have shelter and take care of yourself be dependent on the way that a man feels about you on any given day of the week. Do you hear me? Okay, so for that, I can't be mad at Vanessa. Yeah, she was talking to Ramses crazy, and at this point, I'm not even mad about that, okay? Honestly, I'm not even mad about that anymore, but I understand where she's coming from. I honestly did love all of these beautiful moments that all of the ladies got to share with their mothers. They all looked absolutely beautiful in their dresses, and I'm sure the guys look great. I didn't really pay attention. I don't know. So, baby, in the next scene, we see Hannah and Nick. We see Hannah and Nick, and Hannah starts off this conversation in her usual unpleasant and condescending tone.
You said you wanted someone that can push you.
Yeah.
This was my list. It was respect, social awareness, delusional.
Maturity, confidence versus something.
Those 5 concerns that I have are still there. I don't understand you, because I remember things I know you don't, but like...
You're just throwing shade for no reason.
It's my truth.
When I tell you this clip right here gave me a flashback of Tim and Alex's argument... Oh, it gave me a flashback, and all I could think is what I would have given for Hannah and Tim to have matched up in the pods. And for them to have a breakup, oh, that would be some good TV. Tim would have gathered Hannah, got her all the way together with that little smirk on his face. Oh, I would have paid money to see that. That might have been the best breakup in Love is Blind history, okay? So once again, we see Hannah asking Nick what his responsibilities are, and Nick actually starts naming them. And I wish I was in the scene so I could be like, cut! The way I wanted to jump into my computer screen and grab Nikki D, like, we're not about to answer this question again. We're not doing it, okay? Because we already know Nick really don't have no damn responsibilities. He's pretty much told you this already. Why do you keep asking him the same question over and over again? You know what this is the equivalent of? You know when you're at home and you're real hungry and you go to the fridge and you open it and you're like, damn, ain't nothing in here that I want to eat. And then you keep going back to the fridge and keep opening it back up as if something is going to change. It's not going to change. Hannah, go see the lady. Hannah, go see the lady, please. We see Hannah in that jacket in her confessional, and she's talking about she don't know who Nick is, and he's not real, and he manipulated her. And she says that she didn't want to blindside Nick, so she told him prior to the conversation that she wasn't going to go to the wedding dress fitting. And he was like, okay, well, let's come up with a plan so that it doesn't look bad. And I can understand Nick not wanting to look bad because for the past couple of weeks, all that Hannah has done is beat him down. Beat him down. So of course he doesn't want to look any more bad than she's already made him look. But instead of being nice enough to come up with a plan, no, Hannah want to do it on camera. Okay, Hannah. And then finally, after she gets out her little monologue, she tells Nick that they are not going to get married. And then she asks him, how do you feel? And I'm like, this is the same thing that Tim did with the Alex breakup. Hannah wants Nick to grovel. Hannah wants Nick to cry and beg, please, baby, please don't leave me, please, baby, please. All of this is for her ego. And before Nick responded, I paused my computer and I said a little prayer. I said, Nick, please just get up. Please don't entertain this lady anymore. Just get up and leave. Don't answer her anymore. And then I hit play. And what did Nick do? What did Nick do instead of getting up and leaving her on that couch looking stupid?
Feels like one of the worst feelings of my life. Maybe I could have done a better job of it.
Yeah.
And you can see the satisfaction on Hannah's face. I saw it, okay? She's sitting there like, yes, tell me more. She's loving it. And Hannah is still there talking. And I'm like, girl, if it's done, get your ass up and leave. But Nikki D, I'm going to tell you the same way I told Monica. Rejection is protection, okay? Because if y'all two got married, y'all would have been divorced before the reunion aired. Do you hear me? But we see them smile and hug it out and say, I love you. And I'm like, okay, good riddance. So now we see Marissa and Ramses. It's only 4 days until the wedding, and we learn that Ramses did not invite his Guyanese family to the wedding. And he says no, he didn't really tell them because they're close with his ex-wife and they were at the first wedding. If I was Marissa, I'd be like, okay, and what about it? You getting married again. Child, then they talk about divorce, and Marissa says that she is perfectly fine being unhappy for a good 5 to 7 years before even considering divorce. And I said, girl, what? And even Ramses had to laugh and look at her like, girl, you're ridiculous, because in his mind, he's thinking, girl, I will divorce you in one menstrual cycle, okay? All it takes is one menstrual cycle with no sex, and I will divorce you. That's what Ramses was thinking. Then they get into a conversation about gestures for each other's mother, and Marissa's telling Ramses that he should at least bring flowers to the next meeting with Vanessa because he didn't bring any flowers to the first meeting, and she says that she's gonna bring flowers for his mom, but that's something that she feels she shouldn't have to tell Ramses. That's something that he should just think and want to do all on his own. And Marissa also makes it a point to say, even though she's been very stressed, okay, she's been PMSing, she's in law school, she has this commute, she's still thinking about the relationship. She's still thinking about ways that she can make a great impression on Ramses' family and make them feel welcome. She says she's doing a lot and he's not. And as far as the wedding planning, Marissa is also doing the majority of that on top of everything else, okay? And Ramses is like, I don't want to seem like I don't care, but I do kind of check out of certain things and try to focus on more important things. Well, you can't check out. You see what Ramses wants to do? He wants to check out of the wedding planning, check out of all the hard work, the tedious planning for the wedding, and just show up to the big day, okay? The same way that he wants to check out of the responsibility of taking preventative measures to make sure that they don't get pregnant, all he wants to focus on is his sexual pleasure and gratification. Yeah, and ignore all of the in-between. Just let Marissa worry about that. He don't gotta worry about that. Not cool.
Because, like, you're not telling me to get a gift for your mom. Well, I want to do that. I didn't bring it up. Would you have thought about it?
It's hard to, like, focus on, like, stuff that isn't as important.
And that's, like, my biggest fear. You told him with the man who, like, I have to carry the mental load.
I love this conversation because we see that Marissa is very aware of the emotional labor that primarily women take on in relationships, having to remember dates, appointments, setting up all the logistics, running the whole house, and all the husband has to do is show up. She doesn't want that. She wants an equal partner. And remember in the pods, they had a conversation about this, and Ramses sold a good game. Ramses said that he didn't want to be the husband that just woke up, got ready, and went to work, right? While his wife is at home, waking up the kids, bathing the kids, making breakfast for the kids, getting them dressed, bringing them to school, all while she has to get ready for her own job. Ramses said that that is not the type of husband he wants to be, but all signs are pointing towards Ramses being that exact guy. And all he's saying in this conversation is, yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I understand. I love you, babe. I'll keep that in mind. And they always end every single conversation with no resolution, a fake smile, and a kiss. So next we see Ashley and Tyler. They go skydiving, and Ashley thinks that now they can conquer the world because they finally went skydiving, okay? Even things like childbirth. And Tyler says something along the lines of, well, that's not something that's really been a concern to me. Yeah, of course. You don't got to think about that. Ashley is the one who actually has to get pregnant and push a baby out. Of course you don't got to think about that. But that's also crazy that you don't know how serious of a matter that is, given the fact that you have 3 kids of your own. Next we see Taylor and Garrett. They go on a date. Not much happened. It's a cute date. They do discuss that this is pretty much the first time in their lives where they're going with their gut because they're usually very analytical and logical, and I love that for them. So now the weddings are 2 days away, and we are back at Marissa and Ramses' place, okay? And clearly there's a problem.
Like love is important. Like there's other things that have to like work.
So we don't get the full conversation, but apparently Ramses went out and talked to some people, maybe some friends, some family, and now it seems like he's having cold feet about the wedding. And Marissa is trying to convince Ramses that their love is strong enough and his decision shouldn't change based on what other people said. Marissa, baby, you shouldn't even have to convince this man of anything. If something as little as a conversation with a friend can change his mind on wanting to marry you, let him go. When I need him. The same way that he's 1000% sure that he don't want to put no condom on. He don't got to speak to no friends about that. He don't got to ask for advice about that. He knows. That's the same energy he should have when it comes to marrying you. And don't forget, y'all, Ramses was very involved and excited for this wedding before that condom conversation came up, okay? He was picking drapes and he was picking flowers, okay? And he said he was going to be a groomzilla, all of that. But since this condom conversation, now he having doubts. I honestly don't think that he even had a conversation with anyone that made him doubt. I think he was having doubts as soon as that condom conversation came up. That's what this is all about. And this is yet another conversation where there's no resolution between these two. Now, Vanessa, I know I was a little hard on you in my previous review, okay? But now is the time I need you to lace up your combat boots, screw in that tongue ring, and come give Ramses the business because he deserves it. Come handle this boy because he is stressing out your child and I don't like it. But y'all, that was the end of episode 11. As you can see, so much happened. Get in the comments. Let's talk all about it. Thank you all so much for watching to the end. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you're made aware every time I post a new video. And I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.